The first 2, 4, 6, 7 of them. And boy, they are all going. Let's see how many people choose the upper groove and how many the lower groove.
Now the green comes out, and we go back to racing. Ron Schumann loves that high groove. He used it to win his heat race, and he is way up high, right behind Larry Rice. The yellow car that used the low groove there in turn number 1 was Brad Knopfsinger, and that is just not the place to go. There's the battle for second position involving Larry Rice in car number 1 and Ron Schumann in number 21. The lead continues to be held by Jeff Haywood.
Schumann is a guy I think they all have to watch. Remember, he started way back in the pack. By the way, Knopfsinger continues to try that very, very south low groove. He doesn't seem to be making up any ground, but here comes Schumann. I'll tell you, that's the guy you got to watch. Here's Rice also moving up.
Yeah, Rice is right now on the back bumper of the Jeff Haywood car, and Ron Schumann going to the inside to challenge Larry Rice there for a moment in turn number 3. Now Rice with the challenge for the lead on the inside, and Rice cuts him off and takes the lead, but Haywood rather will have nothing to do with it, and he stands on the accelerators. They go down the backstretch, grabs first place momentarily, but now drops back to third as Ron Schumann also moves up.
Rice now doesn't have, Haywood doesn't have a choice, but he has to go down low, and that's not where he wants to run. Obviously, running that higher groove, if you got the RPMs hooked up, is the place to be, and Haywood is forced down low, and he loses significant ground. Now he's even getting loose in turn number 2, and he drops back even further.
Larry Rice has the lead. Ron Schumann running in second spot. Ron Schumann won a couple of nights ago on a half-mile dirt track in Kansas City, or near Kansas City in Odessa, Missouri. His car has performed well here this afternoon, but so has Larry Rice's.
Larry Rice has never won one of the Holman Classics. He's won some races in a midget here. He's done very well in the sprint car, but never won this race. And this would be a nice victory for him to pocket.
All right, there is Jeff Haywood with Mike Sweeney now right behind him, and followed by Sheldon Kinzer. Haywood leading the early stages of this race, but now back in third spot. Sweeney fourth, and Sheldon Kinzer in fifth position. Right behind Kinzer is Brad Knopfsinger. There is the first and second place cars, Larry Rice and Ron Schumann.
By the way, just to keep you updated as we watch the leader, Larry Rice trying to hold back Ron Schumann, the flying shoe. Rick Hood, by the way, remember, he didn't even qualify for today's program. He moved into the field in the last chance race, is running in 10th position unofficially, so he has made up significant ground also.
Boy, it looks like that Ron Schumann has the faster of the two cars out there, although Larry Rice has been able to stay ahead of him, mainly by his driving ability, it appears to me. Looks like that Schumann has, as you indicated, has that car hooked up and is really moving.
He really does, Bob. And Rice has driven so many miles on this racetrack, not only in a sprint car, but also in a midget. That certainly has to be a factor. By the way, Haywood is just outside of your picture. He's just to the right. He is certainly not out of this race at all yet. He is staying within striking distance, and it's about 4 or 5 car lengths behind as we come up to approach the halfway mark, Bob, this time around. 15 laps to go.
We'll run them down as they cross the line. The leader is Larry Rice, then Ron Schumann second. Third is Jeff Haywood. Fourth position is Mike Sweeney. Then in fifth is Sheldon Kinzer, followed by Knopfsinger, Bettenhausen, Miknovitz, Hood, and Mealy. And there is Rick Hood trying to move up in that yellow number 39.
Yeah, Hood has picked up another position, make that 2 more positions. Well, not quite. Miknovitz is, no, not this time around, but Hood is in 9th position. And what he started, Bob, I started dead last, 20th in this race. Nobody has ever won the Holman Classic from last, although Chet Johnson a couple years ago in an ESPN televised race won from 17th, remember?
Bobby Miknovitz has been very impressive here this afternoon. And as we go up front, we see a battle for the lead now as Ron Schumann trying to stick his nose to the inside of Larry Rice, but did not have the momentum build up. So Rice continues to hold on to the lead, but look how close the top 3 are.
Yeah, Haywood just won't give up. You know, when you close in on this shot, to give you a nice, good shot of the 2 leaders, he's just outside of it. But I'll tell you, if they mess up at all, if they lose any momentum, Jeff Haywood is right there. Sheldon Kinzer, you got a quick glimpse of that black car. He keeps trying to go down low to go underneath Mike Sweeney. Kinzer is running quick. He's tried the low groove. He hasn't been able to make it work for him. Now he's moved back up to the high side. He runs 4th, or rather 5th, with Brad Knopfsinger running in 6th.
And now everybody is using the higher groove here in the Holman Classic. The 30-lap dirt race sprint cars from Terre Haute, the action track. There's Larry Rice going through turn number 1, followed closely by Ron Schumann.
But Larry Rice has been a long-time sprint car and midget driver, and he has struggled for wins in the sprint car division. So this would be a very big win for Larry if he could pick up one. He won one in '79. He won one in 1982. But he's always running in the top 5. He's always a constant threat. He's a big favorite with the people here in the Midwest. And I'll tell you, if Larry Rice could pull off a win in the Holman Classic, it would be a very popular one.
Well, we've had no cars lapped so far. As a matter of fact, there's still almost a full straightaway between last place running Warren Mockler and the leader Larry Rice. We have had one yellow, of course. The stalled car of Steve Butler out in turn number 4, but still great competition here. And Ron Schumann still is dogging Larry Rice and trying to get by him to go into the lead. Now we see Schumann looking toward the inside as they came off the second corner, but no luck there either.
Just 5 laps to go. Bob told you earlier that the Chief Steward, Roger McCluskey, decided to shorten the race because of the conditions here today, so this may well play into Larry Rice's hands. Just 5 laps to go, and Haywood is close again. I tell you, the first 3 cars, this is still anybody's race. Haywood is doing an excellent job keeping up the pace with Rice. There's the leader in that red and white car number 1. Ron Schumann out of Phoenix or Mesa, Arizona is running in second position, and there's Jeff Haywood. He led the early laps of this race. Schumann is high coming out of turn number 4. That may have been one of Haywood's opportunities.
4th is Sheldon Kinzer. Running in 5th position is Mike Sweeney. Then Brad Knopfsinger, Gary Bettenhausen, Mikovits, Worth, and Rick Hood. After that, Bob Mealy. Also the number 57 of Tony Elliott, Jimmy Oskey, Terry Shepard, Bill Von Hulbert, and Warren Mockler.
And there's Haywood challenging Schumann for second position. Keep in mind, by the way, that CRA versus USAC battle, there were 6 preliminary races, 3 wins by USAC, 3 wins by CRA. So this is definitely the rubber match, and right now USAC is represented only in the person of that man, Larry Rice. CRA runs second with Ron Schumann, and CRA runs third with Jeff Haywood, and in 4th position is Sheldon Kinzer, USAC.
Haywood is challenging for 3rd as he has moved down on the racetrack below Ron Schumann, and a good battle for 2nd position there as they lapped Warren Mockler finally. Haywood was going to the inside of Ron Schumann, couldn't make the pass though, and they continue to run in the same order with Larry Rice leading.
And now here comes Schumann, Bob, moving up on the high side of Rice.
Schumann touches the wall as he let the rear end of that car slide out just a little too far coming out of the 4th corner. Now Schumann is to the inside of Larry Rice as they come off of corner number 2, but still Rice holds off the challenge.
You know, Bob, I've been concentrating on the race so much I've lost track of laps. We got to be very near the end. It must be the white flag, or only 2 more laps to go. One of the 2.
Well, the flagman has not reached for the white flag, so we have at least more than 2 more laps to go. And look at the battle heating up. Now it's a 4-car race. Schumann is again inside of Larry Rice. Coming out of the second turn, they're side by side as they go down the backstretch. Who'll get into corner number 3 first? It's Ron Schumann taking the lead from Larry Rice. And now it looks like that Sheldon Kinzer is bidding for 3rd place. He's got that black car in there, and yes, he does go into 3rd place, passing Haywood, and we're on the last lap. Exciting racing here at the Holman Classic in Terre Haute. And Ron Schumann has grabbed the lead, and Larry Rice is second. Ron Schumann now is pulling away from the rest of the field. It looks like he's going to have an easy victory. Sheldon Kinzer has moved into 2nd place on the low side of the racetrack. Kinzer now second. As they come off at the 4th corner, there's the checkered flag. Ron Schumann wins. It is Sheldon Kinzer finishing 2nd, Rice 3rd, and Jeff Haywood 4th. What a tremendous race.
Bob, I'll tell you, when Kinzer got that, or rather when Schumann got the lead there in the last lap, all of a sudden he took off like he was shot out of a cannon. I don't know what he was waiting for, or maybe his tires began to come in or what, but once he got the lead, he didn't just win this race, he buried the rest of the field. I don't know exactly where all that extra speed came from.
Boy, it was a battle to the very end. 4 cars up front going for position. And Brad Knopfsinger finished in 5th spot, and he wasn't too far behind. It was a great race.
Well, it's very possible that he made just the right selection on tires, or maybe Larry Rice's tires went away. You never know on a dirt race.